going to make sleep for you. We're going to help you fall fast asleep. To forget about your day, help you to dream of wonderful things. Okay. It's completely dark outside, and it's a clear night. It's very, very cold. There's frost shining on the grass, reflecting the moon's light, and from the window you can see so many stars, especially beyond the hills and the mountains in the distance. So I'm going to light this little candle for us. It's just a little element of warmth for the bedroom. Fitting holiday cheer. Smells of apple pie, cinnamon, and all things Christmassy. This one does crackle, so we should be able to hear it. Just here. You'll probably hear it crackling in the background. There. I trust your pillow is comfortable. To let me know if you need your covers pulled in tighter, I have placed a hot water bottle in with you so that you're nice and warm. Okay. Just breathe in and out, and in and out. I'm going to make some salute to begin with by describing a dream place for you to let your mind wander to. And I'm going to go for a place that I'm imagining in my mind from one of my favorite books. And it's called The City of Starlight, or Polaris. And a beautiful city, almost like Venice, with little cafes and restaurants, little houses, and cobbled streets lining either side of a winding river that goes all the way downhill and opens into the sea. And all around the city are large mountains covered in snow. And high up near the mountains are a number of houses, and I want you to imagine that you're there. You're high up overlooking a beautiful, quiet city in the mountains at night time, watching the people mulling around down below, watching the river weave its way through the town, but most spectacularly, watching the night sky, the stars so bright, so many of them, and the dancing northern lights that flow and flit their way across the horizon, greens and blues. I want you to really look at those stars and see how vast the universe is. The beautiful big full moon that shines down onto the little city below. I want you to see the shooting stars and just the full beauty of being somewhere full of character, but also full of starlight, of sleep, somewhere, the city of dreams, somewhere that you can be at peace, can relax in, can find joy. And I'm pretty sure places like this definitely exist in real life too. I love the idea of little towns in the mountains. You get them in, the ski resorts in the mountains and the Alps. Also out in the US, in the Rockies, towns full of character and snow, and with views of the sky, the night sky, crackling fires lighting everywhere. That warm glow just helps you feel warm, safe, relaxed. I just think it's such a nice thought, just a really nice, relaxing picture to bring to your mind as you try and relax, as you try and forget about the day. Okay, let's just imagine that. Starlight. I wish starlight was something we could capture and sprinkle, share around. I wonder what starlight would feel like. It's always written about to be so magical, pure, full of joy. Now I'm going to gently pamper you. I have some oils that I'm going to use on your face, and this is so soft, so soft, that we're going to use this to massage the oils into your face. You're just going to relax to the gentle gentle touch. I'll be very, very gentle, okay? And again, we're going to use some dreaming oil. Adding all the drops to this cloth. Then we're just going to gently massage. And a little bit there on your face. I love the soft touch of this. So soft. Cream as well. This is like a really deep cream that's good. Especially when the weather's colder. Your face, your hands might get more dry and you want to just look after them. Massage into your face. And your ears. This roller on you for de-stressing. I'm just gonna add it on your temples, your ears, and under your chin. Alright. Gently add a couple of essential oils onto your pillow as well, because that can help you just breathe in and relax with those scents and help you stay sleeping. So I'm going to create the tranquil evening, which has a number of different things we need to add. There's multiple different ones. And this starts with chamomile. So we will add a drop of chamomile to your pillow, okay? So put this here, so good. One drop. Empty this. And then we're going to add some rose. Rose reminds me of spring and summer. One drop of this. Then we must, of course, have some lavender. I can already smell them mixing together, can you? It's gorgeous. Then we need some clary sage. A little drop. One drop. Spilling this everywhere. My hands are slippy from the cream. Okay, and finally we have the patchouli. Don't know what the top is of the lavender. So we'll get the patchouli. And here we are. Just a drop. One. And there we have your tranquil evening, made for you, fresh on your pillow. Let me smell. Just rub these in. That smells wonderful. What do you think? Very relaxing scent when all those essential oils come together. Alright, well, I'm of course going to read you a little bedtime story from the Grimm brothers. I'm just gonna pick something really short. Really short. We go for the Frog Prince. It's very short, but something to take your mind. And I'll read slowly, okay? herself in a wood, and when she came to a cool spring of water that rose in the midst of it, she sat herself down to rest a while. Now she had a golden ball in her hand, which was her favourite plaything, and she was always tossing it up into the air and catching it again as it fell. After a time she threw it up so high that she missed catching it as it fell, and the ball bounced away, rolled along upon the ground, till at last it fell down into the spring. The princess looked into the spring after her ball, but it was very deep, so deep that she could not see the bottom of it. Then she began to bewail her loss and said, "Alas, if I could only get my ball again, I would give all my fine clothes and jewels and everything that I have in the world." While she was speaking, a frog put its head out of the water and said, "Princess, why do you weep so bitterly?" "Alas," said she, "what can you do for me, you nasty frog?" "I want not your pearls and jewels and fine clothes, but if you will love me and let me live with you, and eat from your golden plate and sleep upon your bed, I will bring you your ball again." "What nonsense," thought the princess. "This silly frog is talking. He can never even get out of the spring to visit me, though he may be able to get my ball for me, and therefore I will tell him that he shall have what he asks." So she said to the frog, "Well, if you will bring me my ball, I will do all that you ask." And then the frog put his head down and dived deep under the water, and after a little while he came up again with the ball in his mouth and threw it on the edge of the spring. As soon as the young princess saw her ball, she ran to pick it up, and she was so overjoyed to have it in her hand again that she never thought of the frog, but ran home with it as fast as she could. The frog called after her, "Stay, princess, and take me with you as you said," but she did not stop to hear a word. The next day, just as the princess had sat down to dinner, she heard a strange tap, tap, plash, plash, as if something was coming up the marble staircase, and soon afterwards there was a gentle knock at the door, and a little voice cried out and said, "Open the door, my princess dear, open the door to thy true love here, and mind the words that thou and I said, by the fountain cool in the greenwood shade." And the princess ran to the door and opened it, and there she saw the frog, whom she had quite forgotten. At this sight she was sadly frightened, and shutting the door as fast as she could, came back to her seat. The king, her father, seeing that something had frightened her, asked her what the matter was. "There's a nasty frog," said she, "at the door that lifted my ball for me out of the spring this morning. I told him that he should live here with me, thinking that he could never get out of the spring, but now he's at the door and he wants to come in." While she was speaking, the frog knocked again at the door and said, "Open the door, my princess dear, open the door to thy true love here, and mind the words that thou and I said, by the fountain cool in the greenwood shade." Then the king said to the young princess, "As you have given your word, you must keep it, so go and let him in." She did so, and the frog hopped into the room, sat then straight up, tap, tap, plash, plash, from the bottom of the room to the top, till he came up close to the table where the princess sat. "Pray lift me upon chair," said he to the princess, "and let me sit next to you." As soon as she had done this, the frog said, "Put your plate nearer to me so that I may eat out of it." This she did, and when he had eaten so much as he could, he said, "Now I am tired, carry me upstairs and put me into your bed." And the princess, though very unwilling, took him up in her hand, and she put him upon the pillow of her own bed, where he slept all night long. As soon as it was light, he jumped up and down stairs, went out of the house. Now then, thought the princess, at last he is gone, and I shall be troubled with him no more. But she was mistaken, for when night came again, she heard the same tapping at the door, and the frog came once more and said, "Open the door, my princess dear, open the door to thy true love here, and mind the words that thou and I said by the fountain cool in the greenwood shade." And when the princess opened the door, the frog came in, slept on her pillow as he did the night before, till the morning broke. And the third night he did the same. But when the princess awoke on the following morning, she was astonished to see, instead of a frog, a handsome prince gazing on her with the most beautiful eyes she'd ever seen, standing at the head of her bed. He told her that he had been enchanted by a spiteful fairy who changed him into a frog, and that he had been fated so to abide till some princess should take him out of the spring, let him eat from her plate, and sleep upon the bed for 3 nights. "You," said the prince, "have broken his cruel charm, and now I have nothing to wish for but that you should go with me to my father's kingdom, where I will marry you and love you as long as you live." The young princess, you may be sure, was not long into saying yes to all of this, and as they spoke, a coach drove up with 8 beautiful horses decked with plumes of feathers and golden harnesses, and behind the coach rode the prince's servant, the faithful Henry, who had bewailed the misfortunes of his dear master during his enchantment so long and so bitterly that his heart had well nigh burst. They then took leave of the king and got into the coach with 8 horses, and all set out full of joy and merriment for the prince's kingdom, which they reached safely, and there they lived a great number of many happy years. The end. So the moral of the story is, if you say yes to a frog that wants to sleep in your bed and eat from your plate, you should do, because you'll get a handsome young prince in 3 days' time. If you do. Well, I'm sure that gives you a lot of food for thought. A lot of wonderful things to imagine. But again, I'd love you to think of the city of starlight. Imagine being somewhere so beautiful, gazing at the night sky, letting all of your fears, your worries just fade away, and be happy. And I hope you have wonderful, wonderful dreams tonight. Close your eyes and drift